Hello, I am Big Tuna. I'm a PvP healer that plays Resto Shaman, Holy Priest, Holy Paladin, Mistweaver, and today we are looking at the new 20th anniversary Paladin changes. I am a healer, so we will be looking at these changes through the eyes of the Holy Paladin, and if you want to see my coverage on the Mistweaver changes, you can click the card in the upper right hand corner, but guys, let's get right into the video. Whoop! 20th anniversary, man, that is unbelievable. I am as old as the game, 20 years old, 20th anniversary. It's almost like my little birthday as well. So, let's look at the stuff we got here. A lot of talent points have been moved to different locations, very great. New talent, Holy Ritual. Allies are healed when you cast a blessing spell on them, and are healed again when the blessing ends. Holy Paladin has 2 Blessing of Freedoms, 2 Blessing of Protection, so I could see this being pretty valuable. I don't know how much healing it's going to do, but this could be a, if you have an extra point left over, this could be a good one to kind of send it in. Worthy Sacrifice. You're automatically casting Blessing and Sacrifice onto allies within 40 yards when they receive damage while below 35% and are not any loss of control effect. This activates 100% of Blessing and Sacrifice cooldown. I'm not entirely too sold on this, so Blessing and Sacrifice has been kind of butchered in the War Within. In Dragonflight, it was 1 minute, which was a real saving grace to Holy Paladin's cooldowns, as their cooldowns are, longer than 4 minutes. Blessing and Protection lay on hands. The only thing you ever had for your team was Blessing and Sacrifice, and that was on a 1 minute cooldown. So with a 1 minute cooldown, you can be a lot more cheeky with it. You can, sack early. You can use it to pre-sack CC, to break, repentances, to break fears, to break sleepwalks, because it's a 1 minute cooldown. It's going to be back in instantly. Now it's a 2 minute cooldown. You can't really do that. You don't have the luxury to be very loose with it. So you kind of would need talents that would really empower it to make it a lot more better to use. This one, I don't really see too much value in. I mean, not being able to use it or not being able to proc during a loss of control effect, which is really the kind of what I was hoping for when I initially read this, doesn't feel too awesome. I mean, I'm gonna be casting Blessing of Sacrifice when I want to, and if it's at 30% HP, it's at 30% HP. I don't really need a spell to do that for me. I'm not that lazy. But maybe I'm not looking at this in the best picture, so maybe this could be insanely good and I'm just being an idiot, very close-minded. New talent, Seed of Liberty. Divine Seed also grants Blessing of Freedom for 3 seconds. I mean, I don't know if the Blessing of Freedom from this talent will be purgeable, but nonetheless, it's still just a free global that I can use Divine Steed on. My Divine Steed lasts 5 seconds because I have Seasoned Warhorse. So, having that against DKs, getting gripped on the first go, Divine Steeding out of there, in RBGs against Saves as a global, I am looking forward to this talent. Eye for an Eye, this was a Rep Paladin talent in BFA. Melee and range attackers receive holy damage each time they strike you during Ardent Defender or Divine Protection and Divine Shield. So, again, mostly directed towards a prop paladin, since, Divine Shield, Ardent Defender, they can taunt while in Divine Shield, mostly PvE. But PvP, Divine Protection, Divine Shield for Holy Paladin, I really wonder how much damage this is going to do. Again, you can use Divine Protection while in a stun, so I want to see how much damage this will be popping during that window. But, we shall see. Stoicism, the duration of stun effects on you is reduced by 10% in PvP combat. That sounds pretty nice. This is basically just a hardiness, a nerfed version of hardiness for Orc. I don't know how valuable this is going to be. I know it's going to be pretty valuable. I mean, it's duration of sound effects being reduced. There's no way in there's no world where that isn't valuable. Holy Paladins don't really die in stuns or are really threatened in stuns, but I mean, 10% reduction is just like, can you really pass that up? I don't know. It looks pretty awesome. Wretch Evil. Turn Evil cast time is reduced by 100%. I mean, PvP doesn't. I mean, maybe with this new talent right here, Turn Evil now affects 5 additional nearby enemies. Maybe I could just fear a DK and fear all his damn pets so they don't lag my damn computer. Maybe I can do that. I don't know. Blessing and Sacrifice now removes and prevents poison and disease effects. This is it right here. This is amazing. So Paladins already naturally can cleanse poisons and diseases. Especially if you have Cleanse the Weak, you can cleanse everyone who's in your aura of the same effect, so you cleanse the whatever target you cleanse, and then whenever you are casting Flash of Light and Holy Light, you are cleansing everyone who's in your aura, or not everyone in your aura, that target who you are healing of their poison and disease effect. So naturally you're already kind of screwing over rogues and DKs, but with this, preventing all poison and disease effects from being reapplied to my Blessing and Sacrifice target, Holy crap! That sounds amazing. So looking forward to this talent. Light's Continuance. The cooldown of Repentance and Blinding Light are reduced by 15 seconds. I mean, that's pretty gnarly. Blinding Light I really haven't used unless I'm a melee wings paladin, which even then I don't really use it that often. It's, I mean, 1.5 minute cooldown, not too sold in this. In RBGs, I kind of like this obviously to, you know, Freedom, Divine Steed, Blind in the back line. But I mean, they're usually going to be hit by some random rogue AoE effect. But Repentance being off of cooldown, literally no cooldown, 15 seconds by the way, will be pretty interesting to see. I mean, that is really Holy Paladin's main gig for offense, is having Repentance into Hodge. Repentance into Hodge is about 11 seconds worth of CC. So having Repentance on a no cooldown at all, and the only other healers that have a no cooldown CC effect is Druid with their Cyclone, and then Preservation Evokers with their Sleepwalk, with the Honor talent that makes it so it doesn't incur cooldown. So very intrigued to see how that will turn out. But let's look at some other stuff here. Sacred Strength. Holy Power spending abilities are 2% more effective. Choice Node with Divine Purpose. I don't see this being useful at all. I mean, 2% is really just nothing. Divine Purpose is just so good. It has the potential to change the rotation. Again, I'm getting Holy Power here. And you know, my guy's about to die, I Word of Glory him, and I get another Divine Purpose proc on him. It frees up globals, it changes your rotation a little bit, and of course, the actual Divine Purpose effect increases whatever spell you're going to use by 15%. So, it's just overall a better spell than 2% extra healing and extra damage. So, not a huge fan of that. So, let's look at the other stuff we have here. Divine Spurs. Divine Steed's cooldown is reduced by 20%, but its duration is reduced by 40%. 20% off of 45 seconds. Let's see, that's about like what, maybe somewhere around 30 seconds. Duration 40%. I mean, what, a 1.5 second, 2 second Steed. I'm not really too sold on this. I like having Steed be lasting 5 seconds. I mean, being able to Freedom Divine Steed away from melees with no purges. And I can just cast Holy Shock all the time. I can reposition. It feels nice. If I get gripped again, I'm still most likely going to be on my Steed. So I can just kind of get away a little bit or build a little bit more distance. I personally like it a lot. I don't really care about reduced cooldown of it and duration. Maybe in RBGs, if I want to constantly keep on moving, maybe I might like this. But I just value being on my Divine Steed just as long as I can. Because I don't really have the insane amount of mobility. I'm a Holy Paladin, so yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this talent. But let's look at the other stuff we have here. A Just Reward. After Cleanse successfully removes an effect from an ally, they are healed. Again, don't know how much healing this is going to do, but it might be pretty worth cleansing, or cleansing more often. Now, the only other healer that really has a powerful cleanse, or a unique cleanse that actually does more than just simply cleanse the target, is Priests with Purify, having double Dispel, double cleanses, and also applies a 5% absorb shield if you actually do successfully cleanse your ally. So this might make cleanse a bit more impactful than just simply cleansing my target. It also healed them for a decent amount. Again, don't know how much the healing numbers is, but I really am looking forward to this talent, see how much it really is healing for. Lay on Hands grants the target 100% increased armor for 30 seconds and now ignores healing reduction effects. This is amazing. Now, I would hope this also means it also ignores dampening effects, but, you know, that is a bit of a dream come true. So, 100% armor is awesome. I mean, it's 100% armor. Armor also reduces the damage you take physically, so that is pretty nice. And it ignores healing reduction effects. I mean, you look at any other class in the game, almost everybody has a healing reduction effect. Hunters with their Mortal Wounds pet, DKs with Necrotic Runes, Arms Warrior with Mortal Strike, Fear Warriors with Rampage, Feral Druids with Fresh Wounds, or whatever the hell that spell's called. Like, so many classes have a Mortal Wounds effect, and Holy Paladin relying on Lay on Hands as really your main cooldown to save someone feels pretty bad. It's a 7-minute cooldown. It gets screwed over by dampening. You have to use it early, or else dampening is going to screw the entire spell up. Even when you get to like 30% dampening, your Lay on Hands becomes useless. So having this be a bit more impactful, armor, and ignores healing reduction effects is absolutely awesome. Looking forward to this talent. 10% of all healing done to you from other sources heals up to 4 nearby allies divided evenly amongst them. I think this is pretty unique. I don't think any healer has a kind of spell like this. This is essentially kind of like an energy redistribution beacon that we will be running in when the season starts. So that's pretty nice. I mean, in Arena, yeah, it's not that great. But in RBGs, when I have 2 healers on my side, especially, most likely they're going to be a Preservation Evoker and a Mistweaver, or a Disc Priest, sorry, this will be pretty nice to have. So looking forward to this talent. Flash of Light and Holy Light are now 30% effective on your allies, and 40% of the healing done also heals you, Selfless Healer. This is pretty nice. Flash of Light and Holy Light, 30% more effective. You're not really casting Holy Light as often as a Holy Paladin. Not anymore, after they nerfed Holy Light by like a bajillion percent. But Flash of Light still does good healing. And it just basically is spread healing. It's basically like binding light for a priest. So I'm really curious to see how much extra really support this is going to give me. Because, I mean, Flash of Light, it heals for decent numbers, but it's not like anything crazy. So I'm really curious to see how much it is going to be healing for. Let's look at some other stuff here. Inspired Guard. Ardent Defender and Divine Protection now increase healing taken by 15% for the duration. I mean, that just is awesome. Divine Protection is already such a nice cooldown to have. 42-second cooldown, reduces all damage taken by 20%, usable while stunned. It feels amazing comparatively to me playing Resto Shaman and just dying in every single stun in existence. Healing increased by 15%. That's pretty nice. I like 15%. 15% is usually the kind of standard number for any sort of percentage increase for damage or healing. So I am looking forward to Inspired Guard. Love it. Love to see it. Holy Reprieve. This stuff, all this stuff down here is what we're really looking at here. Your forbearance duration is reduced by 10 seconds. That sounds amazing. There are so many times in RPGs where I'm so close to saving my tank, so close to saving my top DPS. If one more second passed by, forbearance would have been off cooldown, I could have laid on hands to you. But no, the game decided he's gonna die right then and there. It sucks. So 10 seconds off of forbearance. I'm very curious to see how much this is actually going to impact me. Alright, this sounds awesome. Now this stuff right here, Light's Revocation. Removing harmful effects with Divine Shield heals you for 10% of each effect removed. The heal cannot exceed 30% of your maximum health. Cool, whatever, a bit of extra healing. Divine Shield may now be cast while Forbearance is active. Holy crap, your biggest defensive that can be broken by a Shattering Throw, Mass Dispel, Unfortunate, can now be cast while in Forbearance. This will feel amazing. I'm very excited about this. The healing, I mean, who cares? I mean, you're already immune, so you don't really need the extra healing. Maybe against priests or warriors who are looking to pre-Shattering Throw, pre-MD, the healing could be pretty nice. If they do get it off very quickly, you will have some bit of HP left. But again, the Forbearance is really what the saving grace of these talents are. Blessed Calling. Allies affected by your blessings have 50% increased movement speed. That's cool. I mean, it's just, it's not really anything too insane. You already kind of have that through Echo of Blessings. Whenever I Freedom, the target movement speed is increased by 15%. So this is just gonna be there, I guess. So, lead the charge. Divine Seed reduces the cooldown of 4 nearby allies' major movement speed abilities, and your movement speed is increased by 3%. This is pretty nice. This is very interesting, very unique to Holy Paladin. I mean, Divine Steed for nearby allies' major movement speed abilities. I mean, that's pretty great. I mean, there's not really anything too insane about this. This is just kind of like a little, hey, quality of life, hey, let me help you out a little bit kind of spell. Very excited to get my Dragon's Glide or Hover off of cooldown faster, my Rogue Sprint off of cooldown faster, my Warrior's Leap and Charge off of cooldown faster. Will be pretty nice to see. Divine Reach, the radius of your auras is increased by 20 yards. Not really entirely sold on this. I mean, your auras are already 40 yards. So, not really too sold on this. I mean, this will just be, 60 yards? Pretty cool. Again, if they're really going to do anything to auras, I really wish they just buffed Merciful Auras or literally remove this talent. This is just such a dead weight talent. Like, who cares about this piece of crap? So, looking at some more stuff here. Fist of Justice has been redesigned. The cooldown of Hammer of Justice is reduced by 15 seconds. Now, I know that may seem like, what the hell? This is some baloney. Like, you know, that's the whole flavor of Holy Paladin offense. It's having Repentance and Hodge, getting Hodge back, you know, really quickly. Yes, I know. But there is another talent down here that, naturally reduces the cooldown of Hammer of Justice by 15 seconds, so 45 seconds. With this talent, it'll be 30-second cooldown. Still, would like to have the OG Fist of Justice, but, you know, we'll kind of work around it. Sanctified Wrath has been redesigned. Now increases the duration of Avenging Wrath and causes its respective specialization effect. Was able to be its own spell. I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's cool. If for whatever reason you would ever take out Avenging Wrath Might and Avenging Wrath, you could just simply run Sanctified Wrath on its own. I mean, really think about it. Holy Paladin, why would Paladin have not one, not two, but 3 individual spells to combine to make one very crap cooldown, Avenging Wrath? I have no idea. Blizzard is interesting sometimes. Lifeforge Blessing heals for 30% of your maximum health for all specializations. If you don't know what Lifeforge Blessing is, it's basically whenever you use Show to the Righteous or Denounce, it'll heal you and 2 nearby allies for percent health. 3% is really just not that amazing. Maybe if you're just going for a lot of denounces, maybe this could do some okay healing, but 3% is really just nothing. And yeah, it's a real whack talent point that you'd want to put anywhere else. Maybe not these talents here, but so here we are on the PTR. Hopefully I remember to talk about what I just read about on the Bluepost. We'll look at some stuff here. We have Just Reward. After Cleanse successfully removes an effect from an ally, they are healed for 100,000. This just doesn't seem all that powerful. I mean, 100,000 out of the 7 million health pools that we have doesn't seem that enticing. Now, if it was for every single effect that you removed off the target, this could be much better. And hopefully it works with Cleanse the Weak. Because if it does work with Cleanse the Weak, you know, could be interesting. If Cleanse the Weak would also get the benefit of Just Reward by cleansing everyone who's in my aura. But I highly doubt it'll work that way, because that sounds too nice. That sounds too much layering that Blizzard might have to do. But yeah, 100,000 is really not that enticing to me, so kind of we'll just throw that away. We have Imperial Reward. Lay on Hands grants the target 100% increased armor for 30 seconds, and now ignores healing reduction effects. Again, this is right under Lay on Hands, very accessible, so very glad to have this for, you know, melee comps. Awesome. And then we have Fist of Justice here. Hammer Justice cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds. This is pretty damn nice. Hammer Justice is naturally on a 45-second cooldown now. Now it's going to be on a 30-second cooldown. So this will pretty much be a lock-in 90% of the time. And then we also have Repentance here. Repentance and Light's Countenance reduces the cooldown of Repentance and Blind by 15 seconds. I get to Repentance pretty much whenever I want to. I can't do on this guy because that's target dummy. But yeah, Repentance, no cooldown. That is the main flavor to Holy Paladin offense, is that nice Repentance Hodge, 11 seconds. Now that you can just spam Repentance, it you know, there's a lot more play to being more oppressive and trying to get crowd control off. So it's really nice. Holy Reprieve here is up here is like the first talent tree here, which is really nice. Barbarian's duration reduced by 10 seconds, very good. So we have the Divine Steed stuff here. This is what I'm really kind of not excited about. So Steed of Liberty and Blessing of Freedom are on the same talent node. Makes no sense. It makes sense maybe in a non-paladin's mind, but in a paladin's mind, it makes no sense. Divine Steed also grants Blessing of Freedom for 3 seconds. Yeah, Steed of Liberty, like, why would I just have freedom for myself and not for my team? Like, that's kind of why you have freedom, so you can freedom your team constantly, you know? If I need to freedom myself, cool, I'll freedom myself, but if I don't need to, I'll freedom my team. Steed of Liberty, I don't have the same luxury as that, so why would it be in the same talent node? No idea. There would be no reason to play this. The stupid talent node! Jesus, Blizzard. Alright, sorry, I kind of turned into a gremlin right there. Then we have Sanctified Place has been moved. It originally was kind of in this little section right here. Now it's moved. Echoing Blessings is right under Blessing of Freedom, so that's actually pretty nice. Usually it's down here, but now it's kind of in this middle tree, so a bit more easily accessible. We have some other stuff here. Durcy used to be up here. Divine Reach, the radius of your aura is increased by 20 yards. Again, I don't know how valuable this really is in the long run. I mean, yeah, auras are just kind of not really that impactful for Holy Paladin, so having an extra 20 yards on them is cool, but I don't really think that's like, I would take that over like all this other good stuff down here, so not really too excited about that. Coming down here, we actually do have Consecrated Ground for Holy Paladin now. So your Consecration 15% larger, enemies in it have 15% or have 50% reduced movement speed. I personally love Hallowed Ground in almost every form of content. If I'm facing melee, if I'm facing casters, in RBGs, I love this talent so much, especially in EOTs. And now that my Consecration is going to be 15% larger, this just makes this talent all the more exciting to run. So, we kind of come down here. Sacred Strength. Holy Power spending abilities are 2% more effective. Again, this was the talent node between Divine Purpose. Never going to run this. I mean, Holy Divine Purpose is just, it procs so often. It gives you more healing and damage output. It just can help your rotation so much. There's just no reason to not run it. So, kind of coming down here, a lot of this stuff has been moved. You have Selfless Healer down here as well. A Flash of Light and Holy Light are 10% more effective on your allies, and 10% of the healing done also heals you. So the 10% of the healing is like whatever, who really cares about that? Again, it's like Binding Light for Priest, no one cares, it's just such little healing. But the 10% increase itself is really nice. I mean, Flash of Light is really just your filler spell. If you don't have any Word of Glories, you don't have any Holy Shock charges, you're kind of just casting Flash of Light in the meantime. You know, also weaving in Judgments as well, so you can get Word of Glories off. But if you have nothing on your spell bar that, you know, can generate Holy Power, then Flash of Light is kind of your filler spell there. So 10% extra healing on that. I mean, it has so many healing increases, Moment of Compassion, Divine Revelations, so it's going to be pretty nice to have. So we have Inspired Guard and Eye for an Eye here. Divine Protection increases healing taken by 15% for its duration. Again, that I feel like this is such a good talent for RPGs, and, you know, in an arena, maybe not. But in RBGs, obviously everyone else is healing me, my other healers are healing me, so pretty nice. Then we have Eye for an Eye. Melee and range attacks. Attackers receive 28,000 holy damage each time they strike you during Divine Protection and Divine Shield. 28,000 damage. Again, it's just such little numbers, but who knows? Maybe this could actually add up in the long run. And plus, again, Divine Protection is a pretty short cooldown, a minute cooldown. So, you know, maybe this could have some value. So, we have some other stuff here. Blessed Call. Allies affected by your blessings have 15% increased movement speed. This is pretty nice. I mean, Blessing of Protection, Blessing of Freedom. Them just having even more movement speed increased is just pretty nice. Combined with Echoing Blessings. Let's see if I can actually get this here. Combined with Echoing Blessings, they will just have 30% movement speed, which is pretty damn gnarly. So, let me kind of see here. Look how fast I'm going to be. Look how fast I am. Look how fast I am. I'm almost going into the running animation. That's how fast I am. So that's going to be pretty nice to have, especially in RPGs and, you know, facing casters and in arena. We have Vengeful Wrath. Hammer of Wrath deals 25% increased damage on targets below 25% HP. I don't know. Hammer of Wrath, I feel like it's just been really awkward for Holy Paladin. It's just kind of had like very little use other than just simply being a spell to press when someone is in execute range. Hasn't really done the best of damage. Doesn't really have any real play. Veneration. Hammer of Wrath heals up to 500 allies with 200% of the damage done split evenly amongst them. It's just not really that much healing. If anything, I really wish Hammer of Wrath was affected through Avenging Crusader, because it does more damage than like all your spells combined through like Crusader Strike and Judgment. It does more damage than all of them. So I kind of wish it would be affected by Avenging Crusader, because it would give us a lot more healing during that window, but it's not. So it's just kind of there. I don't know. Not really too sure how to feel about Hammer of Wrath. So we have some other stuff. I really wish this spell was just out of the game. Seal the Crusader. Why is this here? And why is this even in this lower tree? Your auto attacks heal nearby ally for 8,000. Who cares about this garbanzo? So we have Righteous Protection here. Blessing of Sacrifice now removes and prevents all poison and disease effects. Again, I love this. And then the Worthy Sacrifice, the automatically casting Blessing of Sacrifice on an ally who drops below 35% HP. Again, I care very little about this talent, but I do care about poison and disease immunity during my Blessing of Sacrifice window. It sounds nice. So I really would wonder how to get that. And then we kind of come down here. We have all this other Garbanzo stuff here. Lead the charge. Divine Seed reduces the cooldown of a ally's major ability by 3 seconds, and your movement speed is increased by 30%. So I wonder if this would also affect me. So, like, let's say I have Blessing of Freedom, and then I Divine Steed. Would it also affect me as well? Would it also affect my freedom? Probably not freedom. It would probably affect Divine Steed if it was to actually affect me, but I don't know if this actually affects me. It says 4 nearby allies, but, you know, maybe I am the 4th ally. Maybe it'll affect my Divine Steed. I don't know. Alright, too much thinking happening. The duration of sound effects is reduced by 10% in PvP combat. I mean, again, this is just pretty nice. 10% off of a stun. is really nice, especially with how many micro CCs are in the game. This is very important. And then we have Dusk of Dawn. They removed Fading Light, which is unfortunate. They actually just removed the whole talent in general, the whole second tree for Blessing of Dusk and Blessing of Dawn, which was unfortunate. We have two new talents here, Authoritative Rebuke and Tempered in Battle. This is where Fear No Evil was, that reduced the duration of fear effects on you by 10%, which I personally did like, and these talents I care very little for. So, successfully interrupting an enemy spellcast reduces your Rebuke's cooldown by 1 second. Effect is increased by 100% while wielding a holy armament. I guess it could be okay if you're running melee wings constantly interrupting. And then we have Tempered in Battle. When you or an ally wielding a holy bulwark are healed above maximum health, transfer 100% of the overhealing to your ally. When you or an ally wielding a sacred weapon drops below 40% health, redistribute your health immediately and every 1 second for 4 seconds. I really wonder how powerful this is going to be, especially when you're proccing so many bulwarks and sacred weapons. You know, you're going to have 4 allies with sacred weapons, another 3 allies with holy bulwark. So I really wonder how this is going to be affected when having multiple armament procs. But it does sound interesting, so, you know, would most likely take this. Because, I mean, interrupt, I don't care about that unless I'm melee wings. So I would like to see how well Tempered in Battle does. We do have some honor talents here because of the new stuff we've got. I think it's Spellbreaker here. Eye for an Eye can now also trigger at 100% effectiveness from magic damage. Pretty interesting. Again, facing casters, facing magic dealing, melee, whatever. Yeah, I would really love to see how much all this stuff really impacts. You know, the Just Reward, the Eye for an Eye. I really want to see this stuff. I'm very excited for the 20th anniversary. But guys, the video's over. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. And of course, if you did enjoy the video, you gotta make sure to leave a like, comment something nice, and check and subscribe my way. It pushes me into the algorithm so I can reach more and more people. But of course, when we all come to our unfortunate ends in this world we call living hell, I hope to see you guys in the next life. Alright, peace.